Come on, boys, Mike Tyson style. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. iPhone 15 Pro Max versus Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Welcome to the ultimate clash of titans. Today we're diving deep into the ring with these two heavyweight champions to find out which flagship reigns supreme in the world of smartphones. We've been with these two models for months, training hard and getting 8 hours of charge every night. So get ready for a Kevnalysis showdown as we dive into every little detail from the design to the camera to the performance. Let's start by comparing the design and build. The iPhone 15 Pro Max continues Apple's tradition of sleek craftsmanship, featuring a premium blend of its slightly curved ceramic shield with a titanium frame. Apple has also introduced an innovative action button, adding a new layer of customization and functionality. The Galaxy S24 Ultra has a stunning and more, I'd say, futuristic-like design with its Gorilla Glass display, some sexy curves, and a titanium frame. The S24 Ultra has an added S Pen, which elevates its functionality to a tablet-like mode. The iPhone is 0.4 ounce or 12 grams lighter than the S24, and you can see side by side the iPhone 15 has rounded corners and has been redesigned with a slight curved screen, whereas the Samsung has the traditional rectangular flat screen, making the screen 0.1 inch larger in comparison. Both devices feature high quality glass materials and titanium, ensuring durability and a premium feel in the hand, so in terms of quality, both are equally matched. I personally find the iPhone a much better experience to use in the hand, especially if you have small ones. This is because of the curved screen, lighter weight, and also the rounded corners, which makes it more comfortable to hold in landscape mode. It just sits really nicely in your hand, which makes it especially good for gaming and scrolling. But you do get a little bit of a smaller screen though, but to be honest, this hasn't really impacted my experience in any way. The camera design is also slightly different, with the iPhone protruding outside the phone, whilst the S24 Ultra camera is more integrated into the back body. I think the S24 Ultra is going to have to take the win for this round, given it's got a larger screen and it's got the S Pen, which essentially kind of turns it into a tablet, making it handy for note-taking, more precise photo editing, or even use it as a remote. But acknowledging that this was a very close one, as it is very subjective. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Moving on to display and sound, the iPhone 15 Pro Max is equipped with a stunning 6.7 inch Super Retina XDR display with ProMotion technology. Meanwhile, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra boasts a captivating 6.8 inch dynamic AMOLED display. Both have a baby skin smooth 120Hz adaptive refresh rate for an immersive viewing experience. In terms of resolution, the Galaxy S24 Ultra offers a higher resolution in QHD. Both devices deliver exceptional image quality and HDR support, making them ideal for consuming content and gaming. Both screens feel smooth on the finger, offer scratch resistance, but where Samsung has a slight edge is the anti-reflective property of its Gorilla Glass, which hides reflections much better than the iPhone, giving it much better anti-glare properties. Both phones have a similar bezel size, but on the iPhone, you do lose more screen space due to the larger front camera cutout hole to fit the Face ID and Dynamic Island. Personally for me, I like having the Face ID, and I find the Dynamic Island is really useful for having minimized apps appear on top of the screen. But losing that little bit of screen space can make it really annoying for gamers who may need every little extra bit of detail. The S24 has more brightness and sound range compared to the iPhone, with a higher peak brightness of 2600 nits compared to 2000 on the iPhone 15. Combined with the anti-glare properties, you'll find the S24 much more visible under direct sunlight. In terms of maximum volume, I do find the S24 Ultra goes slightly louder than the iPhone. However, I do prefer the sound quality on the iPhone slightly better than the S24, given that it sounds more 3D and it's also a little bit less screechy. On the opposite end of the spectrum, both the minimum brightness and sound on the S24 does reach a lower level than the iPhone, which is great at night, or if you're just trying to be sneaky. Something that Apple does really well with its phones is its rich colors and deeper blacks, which makes the content on your screen appear more colorful and lively. Overall in this category, I'd say it ultimately comes down to quality versus quantity. The S24 Ultra may look better on paper and it may have better stats, but to be honest, I find the marginal benefits that it offers not really that necessary. The sound, the brightness and the resolution on the iPhone is good enough in most scenarios. And also, let's keep in mind, the higher you go with these stats, the more battery you're going to use anyway, so it's not even really that practical. The anti-reflective property of the Gorilla Glass is good, don't get me wrong, but for most people, this is ultimately going to be determined by your screen protector anyway, so it doesn't really matter, right? So given Apple has a better color configuration and slightly better sound quality, I'm going to have to go with the iPhone 15 on this one. The iPhone 15 Pro Max features a triple camera system, which sort of protrudes outside of the body to slightly enlarge its lenses, given the phone is quite slim. Whereas the Galaxy S24 Ultra, on the other hand, boasts a quad camera setup. That's right, one extra camera, which is more integrated into the body. Both devices offer a range of photography and videography features tested over a number of conditions, including night mode, which the iPhone is much better at capturing more detail and less noisy photos. Portrait mode, which is excelled by the iPhone due to its ability to fully capture depth information and then adjusting the focus after you take the shot. Both have 5x optical zoom. Beyond this, the iPhone excels at digital zoom up to 25x with higher quality and less artificial photos. However, you'll find the S24 can go far beyond this using AI to render telescopic photos, but the quality does diminish significantly the higher up you go. The iPhone excels in wide angle with its 13mm ultra-wide lens, capturing in much more into the frame compared to the S24. In the selfie department, using the front camera, you'll get slightly better detail on the S24 under great lighting conditions. However, in all other occasions, the iPhone produces less noisy photos, especially in low light. Ooh, so pretty. Whoa! Finally, in macro mode, the S24 captures much better detail, but the iPhone does have better autofocus. Given the S24 Ultra has an additional camera, with two of them having higher specs than the iPhone, I expected a lot more from Samsung in this category. But after testing in a number of scenarios, the iPhone 15 Pro came out on top as a clear winner, reiterating again the idea of quality over quantity, which is a reoccurring theme throughout this comparison. In terms of videography, the iPhone 15 Pro tops out at 4K 60 frames per second, whilst the Galaxy S24 Ultra takes the lead, supporting 8K video recording, providing incredibly detailed footage. The 8K shooting on the Ultra is only limited to 30 frames per second, which makes the video look kind of laggy, especially when faster motion is detected. I wouldn't really bother with the 8K shooting on the S24 Ultra, given how tiny the sensors and the lenses are on the camera anyway. In the video mode department, the S24 Ultra has much better slow motion thanks to its AI technology rendering in extra frames per second, which can even be applied after you take videos. You can even apply this slow motion effect to edited videos over a number of iterations to continuously slow down clips. The iPhone has a cinematic mode which shoots with a shallow depth of field, keeping important subjects in direct focus and creating a beautiful effect with a blurred background. Apple comes out on top slightly with its stabilization. Combined with its wider angle lenses, it also means you can get better edits for stabilization, enabling far less shaky shots and a smooth motion. The iPhone 15 Pro also allows for spatial video recording, allowing you to capture 3D stereoscopic video content for an immersive viewing experience on the Vision Pro. Where the iPhone stands out even more is when we bring Apple's ProRes mode into the equation, which lets users shoot in log format. This feature is powerful for producers, giving you more dynamic range, flexibility for visual effects, and color grades for editing, but won't really be used by the average user. For videographers, there's an awesome app called Blackmagic Camera, which lets you fully harness the power of the camera in the ProRes log mode, letting you fully adjust the camera settings. It's like the S24 Ultra's Pro Video mode, but has slightly more controls like stabilization, and it's much better to use. Combined with the camera, it's so powerful that Apple used this to shoot one of their keynote events showcasing the new M3 chips and the new Macs. So Louise and I are getting married next year, and I was actually thinking, what if I get everyone who has an iPhone 15 Pro to take videos in log format, and then we pull all our videos together, and then I don't need a videographer? To finish off this round, given the ProRes videography features and the slightly better stabilization, I'm going to give it to the iPhone 15 for this round, especially if you're looking for a secondary camera to a DSLR or a mirrorless. Battery life and charging capabilities are crucial factors to consider when choosing a smartphone. The S24 Ultra has a larger battery capacity at 5000 mAh compared to 4422 on the iPhone's 15 Pro Max. Given Apple create both their hardware and software, it's optimized so well that, to be honest, in my own personal experience, with an average screen time of 4 to 5 hours per day across gaming, browsing, and reception hopping, I don't really notice a difference between the Apple and the Samsung. They're both really good. They both do last me for one day, and to be honest, in terms of battery life, they're both practically the same. Some similarities include that both have USB-C connectivity and charging. Both allow for wireless charging. However, the S24 Ultra also allows for reverse charging, which may become handy for topping up other devices that support it. In terms of charging speed and using a fast charger, the S24 Ultra does charge slightly faster than the iPhone, getting about 70% in 30 minutes and a full charge in just over an hour. The iPhone, on the other hand, gets to about 50% in 30 minutes, and then once it hits 80%, it really starts to lag its way up to 100%. Part of the reason why there's such a big difference is because the S24 does allow for higher wattage charging. Tom's Guide did a test which made both phones continuously surf the web over 5G on 150 nits of brightness. You can see in the graph here how both the S24 and the iPhone 15 benchmark against all other devices and each other. On the battery front, though the iPhone is slightly more efficient, the S24 Ultra does last slightly longer. It supports reverse charging and also charges faster. So for this round, the obvious winner, S24 Ultra. Under the hood, the iPhone 15 is powered by Apple's A7C Pro chip. On the other hand, Samsung is equipped with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 processor, both delivering lightning-fast performance and efficient multitasking. Where this differs is that the S24 comes with 12GB of RAM compared to only 8GB on the iPhone. Theoretically, this means that the S24 is going to have much better multitasking capabilities. A Geekbench 6 CPU benchmark puts the iPhone on top, but 3D Mark graphics test puts Samsung ahead. Therefore, the iPhone does open your more intensive apps and process data faster, whereas if you're a gamer, the S24 Ultra is the obvious winner for chasing higher frame rates. After testing across a number of applications, I found it really mixed in terms of which phone opens applications faster, and often this depended on the application itself. The differences were quite insignificant, and to be honest, it's not really going to be something that you notice or have impact your experience in any way. Oof, this one was a hard one, but I think we do have a winner. That's the S24 Ultra. The CPUs from both phones are good enough to allow you to do anything you want it to do, so I don't feel like Apple really has much of an advantage here. However, in terms of the GPU, if you're a gamer, you're going to be able to get much better frame rates from the S24 Ultra due to its more powerful performance. And as AI and other more intensive applications become more relevant, so too will the demand for GPU power. The software and ecosystem play a significant role in your smartphone experience. The iPhone 15 Pro Max runs on iOS 17, offering a seamless and intuitive user experience with optimized hardware and software, both made by Apple. iOS is known for its smooth performance, consistent software updates, and collection of high-quality and exclusive apps available through the App Store. What makes Apple stand out is its unmatched ecosystem with features like AirDrop, Handoff, and iCloud, allowing for seamless file sharing, connected devices, and syncing across multiple Apple devices. The S24 Ultra runs on Android 14 One UI 6.1, offering a feature-rich and customizable experience, allowing more personalization and giving access to the open Google Play Store. What makes the S24 stand out is the introduction of Galaxy AI, which takes smartphones to a whole new level, offering many powerful features all in the palm of your hand. Be sure to check out this video here, where I cover off the 10 crazy new features of Galaxy AI. Examples such as circle to search, generative edit, AI notes, and much more. Finally, in software, this one's going to be really subjective, and it really depends on what current devices you have and what ecosystem you're currently on, as each one offers really unique experiences. I really love Apple's ecosystem. It's so seamless and easy to use, but Galaxy AI is also unmatched. So with that being said, I think for this round, it's going to be a draw. When it comes to purchasing a premium smartphone, both the 15 Pro Max and S24 Ultra are high-end devices, and their prices do reflect this. The iPhone 15 starts at $1,199 for the base model, with 256 gigabytes of storage, while the Galaxy S24 starts at $1,149. The prices are quite similar, but an important consideration is that Samsung often does offer trade-in deals and promotions which can stack to take down the overall cost of the phone. I managed to get this one, the S24 Ultra, for an absolute bargain for 1,600 Australian dollars. It also came with a free watch and also free buds. And as for Apple, I hardly ever see these go on sale, and picked up this one for over 2,000 Australian dollars and then cried my way home back to Louise. Apple products do tend to retain a higher resale value over time, also with a larger secondary market, which could be a factor for users who upgrade their devices frequently, want to use the trade-in option, or resell it in a secondary market. One huge point of difference which is not called out by many is that Apple have a 14-day returns policy. So you can buy the phone and try it out and return it if you don't like it. But beware, you're probably going to love it so much that you're not going to return it. Finally, on the price front, the S24 Ultra and the iPhone 15 Pro Max are at a similar price point. But Samsung does offer opportunities for discounts to snag a great deal. Think about all the special events like Boxing Day, Black Friday sales, and end of season sale events. So for this round, I'm going to have to go with the S24 Ultra. There you have it, 4-3. And looks like the S24 Ultra takes the win, though only slightly. Let me know which device you prefer in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But seriously, as we come to the end of this epic showdown, it's clear to see that each of these smartphones have a lot to offer on the table. Each of these devices have their own strengths and weaknesses, and it is really hard to determine an overall winner. Be sure to check out the smartphone playlist here to see a full review of each of these devices. In the end, it all comes down to what suits you best, as the ecosystem and the devices that you're most familiar with are going to be the most important factors. Not really who's got the 1% edge over each of these categories. But hey, it was fun, right? I hope you found this video helpful or entertaining. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.